This is the Roulette Master. And one of my subscribers, Jeff, says this is the best roulette system you will ever use. He calls this the Cash Crossing, and I can't wait to share it with you today. And today we're going to put it up against Play Like a Pro in the head-to-head matchup, and I can't wait to see which one wins and which one makes the most money in 15 minutes. Let's get started with Play Like a Pro first, and we're looking for 2 in a row of one of the 6 outside bets. We have 2 in the row of 19 to 36. So we're going to bet on 1 to 18 for $10. And let's go ahead and spin. And here we go. That's a 13 black. And we won. Fantastic. So we're looking for 2 in a row of one of the 6 outside bets. This includes 1 to 18, even, red, black, odd, and 19 to 36. You can see we have 2 black consecutive. So we're going to go $10 on red. And let's go ahead and spin. All right, here we go. That's a 22 black, and we lost. So we're going to go ahead and double that up from 10 to 20 and spin. All right, here we go. Let's see what we get here. All right, that's an 18 red. We got the win. Every time you win, you pick up another $10 in profit, and now we're up $20. So we have 2 even in a row right now. So we're going to bet on odd for 10, and let's go ahead and spin. All right, and this is a system that I've used for a long time to make money, and that's another $10 win there. Let's go ahead and see what we have now. We have 2 reds, so let's go black for 10. Again, any of the 6 outside bets, we're looking for 2 in a row to bet against. And here we go. That's a 21 red, and we lost, so we just double that up from 10 to 20 and spin. And here we go. And this might be a really good way to start out the high-low no boss strategy, and I might have to try that out tonight. Let's find out. I'll let you know how I do, and we're up $40, and we don't have 2 in a row, so we're going to go ahead and spin without betting. But you don't have to do this a lot because usually you'll have 2 in a row. Okay, that's a 15 black. We have 2 low, so let's go high for $10, and we're up 40. Each time we win, we're going to recover all of our losses plus add $10. That's a 26 black. Fantastic. Now we have 3 black in a row. We'll go red for 10. And we're up $50. Let's go ahead and spin. And here we go with Play Like a Pro. That's a 7 red. Fantastic. And now we're up $60. And we're going to spin without betting because we do not have 2 in a row to bet against out of those 6 outside bets. But since there's 6 of them, you're not sitting out very much. And we'll need to spin again because we don't have 2 in a row. And again, that's all 6 of the even money bets at the bottom there. That's 1 to 18, even, red, black, odd, and 19 to 36. We could go odd now or we could go red. Let's go odd for 10. The last 2 have been even. And let's see what we get here with Play Like a Pro. That's a 00, and we got an even number there. Well, either way, that would have lost. So let's go ahead and double that up, 10 to 20, and spin. And here we go. That's a 30 red. We lost again. We'll go 20 to 40. And by having a 2-head start, it gives us a really leg up on the progression. That's a 24 black, and that is another loss. So we're going to double up again. And spin. And here we go again. We'll have lots of chances to recover. That's a 27 red, and we got the win. And every time you win, you recover everything you've lost plus add $10. So now we're up $70, and we can go, let's see, we don't have 2 in a row. Let's spin one more time here. And here we go. That's a 36 red. Okay, we can go low or black. Let's go black for 10. And let's see what we get here. That's a 28 black. That's a $10 win. We can go odd now. The last 2 are even. We're up $80. You can see we're picking up $10 with each win we get. And I think I'm definitely going to try this tonight as the front part of my high-low no boss strategy. And let's go ahead. And we're going to double that up and spin. And here we go. Okay, that's an 11 black. And we won. So let's see, we're up $90. And let's see, we need to spin without betting it because we do not have 2 in a row out of one of those 6 outside bets. Tried to hit the double zero again, but that's a 27 red. We have 2 odds, so we'll go even for 10. We're currently up $90. And let's go ahead and spin with the Play Like a Pro roulette system. And that's a 26 black. And that's a $10 win. I'm really excited about the new cash crossing system coming up today. Make sure you stick around for that. It's going to be fantastic. And here we go. That's a 4 black. We won again. We'll go red now. We could also go odd, but let's go red. We have some choices now. And here we go. That's a 20 black. Okay, we'll go to 20 on red now. And again, this gives us at least a 2 head start in the progression. So let's see what we get. That's a 13 black. Okay, now we'll go 40 on red. And we have a bunch of chances to get this. That's why we have a bankroll, which we'll go over here in a minute. And that's a 12 red. We got the win. Now we're up $120. So we can go high. The last 2 have been low, and with a 12 and a 13. So let's see if we can get a high number here. Okay, and that's 3 in a row. And let's go ahead and just double that up and spin. If we get one more first 12, you could even use the no boss strategy here, but it hit second 12, so we lost that. So let's go 20 to 40 and spin. And again, when we win, we pick up $10 plus retrieve all losses. That's a 29 black. All right, we won. We're up $130. And let's go ahead and spin. We don't have 2 in a row out of those 6 outside bets to bet against yet. But we have all 6, so we don't have to wait out very long. And we have 2 high numbers now, so we're going to go 1 to 18 low for $10. We're up 130. And here we go. That's a 33 black. We lost that one. So this would be a time where if you wanted to use the no boss strategy, you could. But let's go ahead and spin here and see if we would have won with the no boss strategy, which would have been betting on first and second. And we would have lost that one with that. We're going to double this up. But with the no boss strategy, if you lose, you just put $250 each on the first and second 12 here. And then we would have recovered plus made profit. And we won that one. So fantastic. We're up $140. We have 2 odd in a row. Let's go. Actually, 3 odd. That's even better. We even have more than a 2 head start in the progression. So let's see what we get here. And that's a 5 red. Okay, we didn't get it. So now we have a bunch of odd numbers in a row. We're going to double that up from 10 to 20 and spin. All right, here we go. That's a 35 black. That's another loss. Okay, so lots of odd numbers. We're going to go 20 to 40 now. Double that up and spin. We have lots of chances to recover. We'll go over how many and which numbers that is here in a second. That's a 12 red. And this is Play Like a Pro. We're up $150, and we need to spin without betting. And the progression on this would be 10, 20, 40, 80, 160, 320, 640. And you would need a $1,300 bankroll with this one. So we're up $150. And let's see here. We need, we're waiting for the next bet still. So let's go ahead and just keep spinning till we have 2 in a row of those outside bets. And then we'll continue to make profit. That's an 18 red. Okay, we need to keep spinning. We still don't have 2 in a row. But you don't sit out very long with all 6 of them at your disposal. And that's a 7 red. And now we have 2 red. We can go black for 10 and spin. We have our 2 head start. And remember, make sure you stick around for the cash crossing coming up. And there's another $10 win. We're up $160. I can't wait to see which one of these makes the most money in 15 minutes. I think it's going to be a great battle today. And here we go. That's a 9 red. We still don't have 2 in a row. So we'll just spin again and then see what our next bet will be. Almost hit the double zero, and that's a 27 red. So now we can go even or black. Let's go ahead and go black for 10. And here we go. Let's get a win. Okay, we lost that one. So that's a 21 red. We would have lost either way on that one. So we'll double up on black and then spin. Then we'll check our balance again here. And that's a win, 13 black. Okay, and we're up $170. Now we have a bunch of odd numbers, so we have a huge head start here. We're going to start with even 410. And this is even better than having a 2 head start. That's a 10 black. Okay, we're up $180, and we'll bet on 19 to 36. Since the last 2 are low, we could have also gone red there. We had some choices, and that's a 31 black. And we picked the correct one. Now we can go red, and we're up $190. This win here will get us to $200 profit. Let's see a red number. And we got it. There's our $200 profit. And you could cash out with that, but we're going to play for the full 15 minutes, just like we always do, to test the ups and downs of every system and give you a better idea of, how it might play out for you in the casino. And we can go odd or black. Let's go ahead and go odd 410. All right, here we go. I have a feeling we might get a red streak here. Then it goes black, of course, and we lost that one. But you never know. Sometimes you have feelings and you have to go with them. Let's see what we get here. And that's a 26 black. Okay, now we'll go to 40 on odd. And currently we have 4 in a row even. Let's see if we can get an odd number here. We did not. That's a 00. And a lot of times when you do lose your bankroll with a system like this, it's when a 0 is involved. So what I recommend is, and I tell everybody this, if I hit a 0 and I'm in a long progression, I just don't increase the bet. I just take a little bit of a hit. So let's go ahead and do that on odd. And I think that's a good learning lesson there. A lot of times when you lose your bankroll, there's always a 0 involved. And let's see if by us skipping that double there, that it keeps us from losing our bankroll. We're going to double from 40 to 80 and spin. And here we go. That's a 22 black. And that might just save us by not doubling on that 0. We'll find out. We're at 160. We have 3 more attempts here. I'm really glad that we did not double when we hit the 0. Let's see what we get here. Okay, that's a 4 black. Okay, we lost again, so it might save us. We're going to go to 320 now. We have 2 more attempts. We'd be on our last attempt if we had not sat out the double on that, and we would have recovered with the 640 bet. But at least we recovered with the 321 earlier, and we're up 170. We took a little bit of a step back, but that's because we didn't double on that 0. But I think it's a great idea. I do that when I'm playing. If I hit a 0 and I'm in a long progression, if I'm early in the progression, I don't really care. But if I'm in the middle of the progression or late in the progression, I'll just go ahead and skip a double if I hit something green. So let's go 10 to 20 and spin, because you can always work your way back up, and it doesn't cost you that much. That's a 12 red if you just miss one double. And we lost there. Let's double that up from 20 to 40 and spin. And here we go. Let's see what we get. Okay, that's a 00. So if it's early in the progression like this, I won't do that. I'll just double it up from 40 to 80. But if I was at 80 or 160, I might not double it if I hit something green. That's a 17 black. And we lost again. So now we have to go to 160. And then we have 3 attempts left. We need to get a win here. Let's see how long it's been since we've had a high number. And we lost again. That's a 15 black. So maybe we should have sat out on that green 0 double. In fact, there's not a single high number on the entire history board. So we're going to double up from 160 to 320. We have 2 attempts left. This is why you need a $1,300 bankroll. And because we only have 1 attempt left. And now I'm really wishing I hadn't doubled when we got to that green number. So the green 0. So this is our last attempt. If we lose this, we'll lose $1,300. But let's get the win. I hope we get it. And that's a 24 black, and we got it. So that's a $640 win, and we're up $180. And I wasn't even talking about I think I said third 12 we hadn't hit in a while. We hadn't hit anything 19 to 36 in a long time. So we recovered. We're up $180, and now we can go red for 10. And again, let's get us back up to $200 profit here. We're getting close to the 15 minutes. That's a 25 red. Okay, that's a win. Let's see. Actually, the 15 minutes is up, so we're going to finish this with $190 profit with Play Like a Pro. Got a little scary there, but hopefully you learned something with the sitting out on the green zero double. That would have helped us on that last one too. It seems like anytime you do lose your bankroll with a martingale system, even if it's something where you're sitting out, there's always a green number involved. So keep that in mind. And now it is time for that new roulette system of the day. I can't wait to share that with you. So let's just jump right in and get started and see if it can make more than $190 in the next 15 minutes. Here we go. All right, the time is finally here for the cash crossing roulette system. I can't wait to share this with you. Let's place the bet. The first thing we're going to look for is the dozen that's the longest since it's hit. In this case, that would be first 12. We're going to put a $15 bet on first 12. And then we're going to have three $5 bets on the up top, and then one right here on the 4-7 corner. And then we're going to start with a $35 total bet. And we're not going to be increasing with each loss. And I'll share with you how this works as we go through. That's a 2 black. That's a $55 win. So now every time you get a win and you get new session profit, you see which one is the longest since it's hit. In this case, it would be second 12. So let's go 15. And then we'll put 1, 2, 3 up there, and then one more for a $35 total bet. And let's spend with the cash crossing roulette system. All right, that's a 20 black. How about that? That's a $145 win. We're already up $200. Now we're going to be on third 12 for 15. And let's put 3 on top and 1 right here on the corner and spin. That is awesome. What a great start. Let's see if this continues. That's a 33 black. Oh my goodness, fantastic. We're already up $300 after just a few spins. This is incredible. Now it looks like we need to go back to first 12, and let's put it back out there. And spin. And then we'll go over the progression once we have more losses. And here we go. That's a 36 red, and we lost. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to leave the bet the same and spin again. So let's go ahead and do that and see what we get here. That's a 29 black. We lost again. If we lose 2 in a row, we're going to go 1 unit up. So all those 5s are going to go to 10, and the 15 is going to go to 30. Now we have a $70 bet out there, and let's go ahead and spend. That's a 13 black, and we lost that one. So we're going to add $5 to all those bets up top there. And then we're going to add 15 to the first 12. Now we're at 105 total bet, and let's spend. Okay, that's a loss 35 black. So each time we lose, we're going to go ahead and add 15 to the dozen, and then 5 to each of those other bets. Okay, and let's spin. Oh, I'm sorry, it's every 2 losses. So I did that one prematurely there. That's a 16 red. Sorry about that, guys. So we need to leave the bets the same and spin again. I made a mistake there, and let's regroup and get a win. That's a 24 black. Okay, we lost. So now we're going to increase by 1 unit. So 15 on the dozen, 5 on the rest, and now we're at 175 total bet. All right, here we go. That's a 9 red. We finally got a win. That's a $500 win. We're back up $275. Wow. Okay, so I went a little too fast with the progression there. We need 2 losses before we go up 1 unit. So let's make sure we do that right. And it looks like we're on third 12 now, 15 right there, and then 5 on the rest, and spend. So don't go up each time you lose. And I didn't go up each time we lost, but I think I did it once or twice. And that's a 19 red. And we lost, so we'll leave the bet the same and spin. With each 2 losses, we're going to go up 1 unit. So here we go. That's a 17 black, and now we're going to go up a unit. So all the 5s will go to 10, and then the 15 will go to 30. Now we have a $70 total bet out there. So let's go ahead and spin. A 00. That's not fantastic. So let's go ahead now and let's see. Now we go up again. So let's go up 15 and then 5 on each. And then if we get 2 more losses, we'll go up a unit. Here we go. Okay, that's a 3 red. Okay, so we'll leave the bet the same here. Let's go ahead and do that and spin at 105 total bet. Come on. And we almost got a 32, but we did not. So we have to go up another unit. And then we'll check our balance here as well. We'll go up 15 and then 5 on everything. And you can see after all of our losses, we're at minus 75 now. So this is a system you want to get up and cash out, but we're going to play it for the full 15 minutes so that you can see any ups and downs with this one. We lost that one, so we're going to repeat that bet at 140. And then if we lose 2 in a row, we're going to go up a unit again. Okay, that's an 8 black. That's another loss. We're going to go up another unit. So that means we're going to go up by what we started with, 15, 5, 5. Oops, not there. 5, 5, and 5, 175 total bet. So each time we go up, it'll be going up 35 bucks. And that's an 18 red. We lost again. So we're going to leave the bet the same. And then now we've had so many losses, we're down $530. And that's because there's no third 12s anywhere, not even close to the history board. So if we lose this, we'll go up another unit. We almost hit the 28, but we hit the 0. So now we go up another unit, and there's 15, 5, 5, 5, and 5. 210 total bet. And this is a $2,000 bankroll system. And here we go. That's a 29 black. That's an $870 win. Now we're back up 165 bucks. So we're going to go ahead and reset. And if we were real early in the progression, we might stay with that a little longer. We'll talk about that as we go through. But let's get started again, and we'll be on first 12 for 15 and 5, 5, 5, and 5. And again, after playing this for 6 minutes now, it's a system you can make a ton of money, but you don't want to play for a long time. You want to play, get up, and then cash out. But we're going to see what happens for the full 15 minutes here. Let's repeat the bet and spin. It takes 2 losses to go up 1 unit. And that's a 5 red. That's a nice $145 jackpot there. We're up 275 bucks. Okay, now we'll be on second 12. Let's go ahead and place those bets and spin. And we'll make sure we only go up 1 unit with each 2 losses. Otherwise, you could go up too fast in the progression. And that's a $10 win. Okay, but that's new session profit. So we find a new bet. And we'll be on third 12 for 15. And spin. And here we go. All right, let's see what we get here. That's a 12 red, and that's a loss. So we'll repeat that bet. We're up $250 right now. Let's see how high we can get with the profit, though, here. Let's see what we get on this one. That's a 26 black. All right, that's a nice $55 win. Now we're up $305, and it looks like we'll be on second 12 for 15. And then again, only going to go up $5. Well, go up by what we started with, basically every 2 consecutive losses. So here we go. This is the cash crossing roulette system. That's a 15 black. That's a nice $55 win. Now we're up $360. Okay, so let's go first 12, 415, and put the other bets down. And when you have a chance to cash out with a lot, though, definitely go ahead and do it. We're just testing this for a longer period of time so you can see what might happen if you do play longer. And that's what we're learning today. So we're going to go ahead and spin. And if we have 2 consecutive losses, we'll go up by what we started with. And that's a 23 red. We did not. So we go ahead and increase by what we started with. The first time you can hit the double button, but then after that you need to add them in just like you did at the beginning. And that's a 35 black. Okay, we lost again. We'll repeat that bet. That takes us down to 220 profit. And if we lose this one, we'll go up by what we started with again. And that's a 30 red. We lost, so let's go ahead and add 15 to the dozen. And then 5 to each of these other bets. And make sure we get them in the right spot and spin. 105 total bet now, and here we go. That's a 27 red. We lost. So we're going to repeat that bet at 105. And let's go ahead and spin. Here we go. That's an 8 black. That's an incredible $435 jackpot win. Now we're at $480, and this would be the time to cash out. But again, we're not going to do that. We're going to play for the full 15 minutes so you can see what might happen if you play longer. But when you're playing in the casino, cash out when this happens and you're up $400. So that is a loss. We'll repeat that bet and spin. And here we go. Let's see if we can get a second 12 hit. And that's a 30 red. We did not, so we're going to increase by what we started with. And on the very first one, you can go ahead and hit the double button. But after that, you need to add it in the way that it started with. And that's a 5 red. We lost. That was the first attempt at 70, so we'll repeat that bet. And if we lose 2 in a row, we'll increase again. That's a 4 black. We lost 2 in a row, so it's time to add 15 to the dozen. And then 5 to each of the other bets. And let's go ahead and spin and see what we get here. Okay, that's a 10 black. That's another loss. Okay, so you can see now our profits are going back down. We're only up 165. So we need to get, if we don't get a win here, there'll be 2 in a row and we'll need to increase. But that's an 18 red. That's a nice $300 win. Now we're at $465, and now we'll be on third 12. So let's go ahead and place our bets and spin. And here we go. Let's see what we get here. That's a 5 red, and we lost, so we'll keep the bet the same. All right, and spin. $35 total bet, and here we go. That's a 6 black. We lost 2 in a row, so we'll increase. Again, the first time you lose, you can hit the double button. After that, you need to add it in 1 unit at a time. All right, that's a 34 red. That's a nice $20 win. We'll take it, and we're at 415. So in this case, we're going to keep the bet the same, and but we need to switch to a different dozen because we're not in session profit. So we'll be on second 12 for 15. And then we were at 70. So let's go ahead and go back to 70 and spin. And let's see if we can get a good win here on second 12. Oh, we almost did. That was a 3 red. So let's go ahead and repeat that bet and spin. If we lose 2 in a row, we'll increase that bet. Not doubling it, but by going up by what we started with, and that's a 10 black. Okay, we lost, so let's go ahead and add 15 to the dozen. And then 5 to the rest of the bets. And I like how there's a bunch of jackpot numbers out there. The 17 and 20 are huge. And here we go. Let's see what we get. We're starting again with our counting. And that's an 8 black. And this would be a good time to do your no boss strategy. So we're going to go ahead now. We're up 170. We're going to go, we're going to repeat that. And if we lose 2 in a row, we'll increase. Here we go. Okay, that's a 23 red. It's a $165 win. We're up 335. This is where you have to decide if you're going to be greedy or not because we're not in session profit. So let's go ahead and we need to switch our bets. So we're going to go to third 12. And what I would recommend is not, he said to stay where you're at if you're not in session profit and move the bets. But I would go somewhere in between. So let's go ahead and do that. So instead of going to 105, let's just start with 70. And here we go. Let's go ahead and spin. That's a little modification I just threw in there. I wouldn't stay at the bet that you're at unless it's totally necessary and you're way down or something. So let's go ahead and rebet and spin. If we lose 2 in a row, then we'll go back to where we were before. So here we go. That's a 6 black. And we lost. So now we'll increase and we'll go back to where we were before. But that saved us some money by not starting out that way. So let's see if we can get a win here with a high number. Ooh, we almost got a 27. That would have been nice. But you can see now we're up 90. We probably should have reset since we were doing so well. But he said to keep the bet the same. We actually did. We went 1 lower than the same, but let's see what we get here. That's a 35 black. That's a $165 win. We're up 255. But again, you see we're not in session profit. So we're going to go ahead now and move to second 12. Okay. And instead of being at 105, let's just go ahead and split the difference and go 70, just in case we get on a bad run. Because we're still up money. You have to think about that as well. And that's a 30 red. If we had been on the high numbers, we would have been in good shape there. But let's repeat that bet and spin. See if we can get a good win here on second 12. And we did not. That's a 10 black. We have to increase. Okay, so now we're back up to where we were before. We're back up to 105. And let's go ahead and spin. All right, here we go. That's a 4 black. That's a loss. We'll repeat that bet. You can see now we're barely up. And we need to get one more good win here before we close things out. That's a 22 black. That's only a $30 win there. So you can see we're only up $40 and we were at 105. So now we go ahead and we just move that over somewhere else. Now we actually do need to stay where we're at so we can make some profit here. So let's go back to 105. Oops. Let me go. I got to put those back out again. Here we go. Oops, I hit double. That's what I did wrong there. Don't do that. Okay, so you can only do that on the first one. So now we'll just add it in. We'll go back to 105. Let's see if we can hit a high number here. Again, we haven't used our bankroll, but you definitely need it in case you start out with a loss. And that's a 12 red. We lost that one, which puts us down for the first time in a while. Let's repeat that bet and spin. Ooh, I thought we were going to hit the 26 or the 30. But we lost 2 in a row, so we'll need to increase again. And I'm glad that we're getting to this point where we're getting in a little bit of trouble, just so that you can see what happens when you get in trouble with this system. That's why I think you should cash out when you're up a lot with this system. Let's repeat that bet. If we lose again, we'll go up another unit on what we started with, basically on each. Ooh, that's another bad loss, 00. So we're going to go ahead now and we're going to increase these by what we started with. And now for the first time, you're seeing what would happen if you go on a really bad run. Let's find out. And that's another loss, 1 red. I don't see any high numbers up there. If we have one more loss, we're going to have to increase again. Let's get a high number. We almost hit the 35 there, but we lost. So let's go ahead and we'll go up by what we started with. Okay, so we've done really well with this until the very end here. And now we're going to see how this recovers when you get in lots of trouble. And that's a 27 red. That's a $330 win, but you see we're still down. So we got to get this bet back up to 210 and move the bets. So let's go ahead and do that. Whoops. So let's get the bet back up to 210. Okay. Okay. There we go. Let's go ahead and spin. And let's hit a low number. Here we go. Excuse me. That's a 21 red. We lost. And again, this is a $2,000 bankroll system. So we're going to repeat that bet and spin. If we lose 2 in a row, we'll go up again. That's a 32 red. We lost. So now we'll increase and we'll see how much we're down. Okay, now we've lost half our bankroll. Let's get a win right here. And that's an 8 black. That's good. It's a $1,015 win. Now we're back up $125. Okay, so we'll go ahead and end this session right here with that big jackpot win. Got us back up again, but you saw this could be a really good system to make a lot of money and cash out. Not a good system to play long term. So thank you for sending this one in, and it was really exciting. and we had multiple chances to cash out with a lot of money. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. And if you're enjoying the channel, please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you're enjoying this journey, searching for the best roulette system possible each and every day. I know I am. And if you are enjoying it, that would be fantastic. And let's keep growing this community of people that love roulette. And remember to send those systems to roulettemaster.c@gmail.com. And we'll keep going after it each and every day, finding the best roulette system out there. And I love it. And I hope you guys love it as well. This is the Roulette Master. And have a great day, everybody.